The start of the week we heard about Stonehenge at risk of being delisted as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That is if the Transport Secretary plans for an overhaul to 8 miles of the A303 go ahead, and those plans involve a tunnel.
Yes, a 2-mile tunnel, and the government say it will reduce journey times and combat traffic jams. Campaigners say.
They claim the government was irrational to not listen to the warning that approval of this scheme would warrant its inclusion on the list of World Heritage. Anyway, we've got Liz Brewer here in the studio, who's a social commentator. I'm introducing you first, Liz, because we've got a bigger guest than you, it has to be said.
So I noticed
yes,
I've been sitting next to the stick next door.
Well, just before we do,
yeah.
Now, there we are. Sorry, I've just gone and spoiled the surprise for me. But anyway, let's just see. That is King Arthur. You were looking there with his standard, King Arthur Pendragon. And but Liz, you use the A303 as a commuter. The idea is we take away a lot of the traffic from around Stonehenge and it goes underground, which a lot of motorists, I think, would welcome.
Absolutely. But it's not just that. What they're developing there, and this is the sort of argument. I mean, I do understand. You know, this is the most wonderful World Heritage Site. You know, it's one of the great wonders of the world. It is sensational, there's no question. But what happens is, it's not a very wide road. It's not a dual carriageway, and there is an argument as to whether they could have made it a dual carriageway. But what happens is the traffic slows up, and people take photographs, and you get traffic jams. Now, the whole thing about this underpass, as it were, this tunnel, and I've seen some images, and it actually looks quite attractive, but it's going under the road which already exists.
Right, so it's really nowhere near Stonehenge.
It's exactly where the road is now.
Let's pay due deference and bring in King Arthur Pendragon here, who's a proposed independent Parliament candidate for Salisbury, and you're also a senior Druid.
That's correct. I'm one of the senior Druids down at Stonehenge. And you are right in your assertion that it's not actually going under Stonehenge. But the thing is, these proposals have been talked about since the 1990s. I have been to numerous public inquiries. I've given evidence at numerous times. It's gone out of public consultation.
What's your issue?
Well, basically, at the last public inquiry, I gave evidence, and they said, don't build this particular tunnel because it's going to do too much damage within the World Heritage Site. Now, initially, they were going to build a longer tunnel, which would have come out either side of the World Heritage Site. But the plans that they have at the moment to go ahead with, and they're arrogantly going ahead against the advice of UNESCO and against the advice of the public inquiries, their own inspectorate, they're ignoring all that and going ahead with it. It's a waste of money. Not only that, it's only a partial solution because they're still tunnelling in and coming out from the western and the eastern ends with cut and cover and the infrastructure within the World Heritage Site, and it's going to destroy so much as yet unfound archaeology over at the eastern portal at Blickmead, and at the western portal it's going to come up in the middle of what is regarded as one of the ancient burial centres in these isles between all the burial mounds, and that is going to do irrefutable damage. I am a Druid. I hold that land sacred.
Yeah, I don't know how Druids earn their money, but I mean, the fact there have been all these inquiries, huge cost to the taxpayer, of course, in all of this. Would you say that it's a waste of money building the tunnel, Liz, or perhaps all this ongoing resistance? I mean, would you have this in any other country?
I just want to correct something. So it was July 2021 when it was, in fact, it was turned down on the grounds that it needed some changes. And some of those changes have now been taken into consideration, including you've got archaeologists who are helping with this.
You've also got more archaeologists against it than you have got for.
Let me finish. And what is happening now is there is an investigation going on, and it has been now granted.
It has not been granted.
Now, July 2023, it was granted, and in fact, James Strachan, who's the KC, has has pointed out that it's hypothetical that this will be delisted. What they've done is they have done the changes. They have cooperated.
They have not.
And now what is
they're not seeing the bigger picture here?
It's not even a question of they're not seeing the bigger picture. The other guest down the other end of the table has not even done her homework. This has been on the table, not since you said, but since the 90s. Back in the 90s, they were given the go-ahead for a cut and cover.
No, it may have gone ahead, but we've had the court case was July 2021.
Yes, that's the court case, but this is at the end
today
of
we have
40 years of toing and froing. It's a total waste of money, and it's only a partial solution.
But
it's a short tunnel. I'm objecting to the fact that they're going to destroy a World Heritage
Okay,
Site.
they're saying it's conservation.
Not destroying it.
You're saying it's desecration.
That's right.
What is being desecrated? They're worried about...
A World Heritage Site of Stonehenge.
It is not being.
Yes, it is.
It is there. And this motorway...
No, it won't be. Once you start doing all the infrastructure at the western and the east end, you will not even see the sun set at the winter solstice.
His Majesty's point is that we are seeing Stonehenge as an entity in itself. He's saying if you look at the area around
exactly, it's a World Heritage Site.
You have a road there already.
Which is absolutely gridlock.
Precisely.
Yes, okay, that's a road.
And excuse me, the bones which are there are from cows from northern England. Well, if you look at my house was built on fields where there are lots of bones from cows from southern England. And excuse me, with the
I'm talking about human remains. I'm talking about burial mounds. I'm not talking about cattle.
No, absolutely not. They're not being disturbed.
Okay. Yes, they are.
No, they are not.
Will
no,
be.
they're not.
They will be.
King Arthur, what feeling do you get when you are in the area, the sanctity of the area of Stonehenge? What is the feeling that you get that runs through your body?
A feeling of peace and tranquility. And I'll be there on the 22nd of this month as one of the senior Druids conducting the ceremonies there to celebrate the winter solstice. We'll be there at dawn on the 22nd.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for your argument, King Arthur Pendragon. And Liz Brewer, thank you very much indeed. Would you want that road to go ahead?
I think it should. I think they have changed the plans. I think they're working now. Next year, 2024, they're actually looking into with archaeologists into the best way to go forward with this project.